G'day guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to part 6 of our shipbuilding series. Alright, so in today's episode what I thought I would do is start off on the outside of the ship. So as you can see, the outside's looking a little bit boring. I know I said that I would do something with the room near the cargo container, near the cargo containers, but I think what I wanted to do instead was start off with this outside area here. And since Keen have added some new blocks into the game, I think it's going to be a little bit easier to create something that's a bit different to what I've done before. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to spawn in my Atlas transport ship, and I'm just going to show you roughly what I did with that ship. So if we just have a look at that, let's spin it around a bit, and then let's just spawn it in about there. Oh, she's upside down. That's alright. So as you can see, in this area on the ship, I was able to recess the thrusters in a little bit, but on this ship, I can't really do that because the thrusters are flush with the outside of the ship. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some sort of a guard that comes over here and protects them a little bit, but not heaps. So let's go ahead and get rid of this before it crashes into our other ship. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create sort of an area that covers this, as I said before. So let's bring up our half blocks. And let's just start placing some blocks down. Cool. And now what we can do is, since we have some new blocks added to the game, is we can do this. And I'm really liking the new blocks that they've added to this game. Cool. And I think that looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it very similar to how I've done all my other ships, and I'm going to make this area come over there and then actually morph into this. So I'll show you what I mean in a second. So let's grab our blocks like these ones here. No, won't put them there, we'll put them there, there, and there. And then what we can do is we can use another one of these new blocks that they've added into the game. And put one there, one there, one there. Go back to our half blocks, put one there, there, and there. And then we can put these in like that. Actually no, I'm going to make these half blocks. Where are my half blocks? There they are. Put a block there, another one there. Now, what we want to do is I want to join these up to blocks that go here. So I'm going to need to delete these. Delete some blocks there like that. In fact, I'm probably going to have to delete all these blocks. Let's put a block there like that. Extend it out one further like that. And let's start putting in some square blocks. Put in some more square blocks. No. Let's put in some 2x1 slopes. And you can kind of see the look that I'm going for here, so I'm going to make it go just like kind of half a block above it, but sort of in this diagonal direction. I'm going to place a block there, and one there, and one there. So now we've got like this kind of ribbing effect that goes down the side, and I think it just makes it look a little bit more interesting. So let's just finish this off. And what we could do is we could, well, there's two ways we can do this really. I can go up there like that and put in a block there like that, or we could go a half block like that, and then just change the color of these blocks. And then, so let's place another block here, place this block back, let's put in a half block like that. Grab another our number 5 block. Well, 5 on my hotbar anyway. And we could go something like that. I'll leave it like that. Or do I color it in like this? Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. Yeah, what I try and avoid a lot is, you see this line here? I really don't like that line. So I try wherever I can to get rid of that. So if we have a look here, so one of the ways I think that we can get rid of that line there is if we color that block that color, and then we go ahead and we put the block back like that. No, it still doesn't work, and I think in fact we even get the line there now. So let's change the color back. Let's change this back to battered armor, and I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. Cool, so I think that looks pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to continue on that theme with the front. I may change these doors as well, so I'll show you what I'm going to do with that a little bit later. Now, one other thing I want to do is I want to kind of change the color of this. So I want to change that to probably grey as well. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to end it there. So I have played around with this ship quite a bit off camera. Again, as I said in a previous episode, I try and do that so that I don't spend too much time just, trying to figure out what to do. And these episodes are a little bit more about, how to actually design the ships. So let's go ahead and do this. Color this in. Awesome. Now, unfortunately, I need to delete those blocks to color in the blocks around them. Cool. So I think so far we're looking pretty good. So let's go ahead and actually, how many thrusts do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think in the last episode I added an extra thruster here, but maybe what I can do is, I did play around with this a little bit before, but maybe what I'll do is I'll get rid of these. I'll put in this block here, like, so we could use this block, this new one that they've put in the game, this one here, like that. But again, it's got the same ugly line. So, well, let's try it out. Let's see what it looks like. Block there like that, and then another block like that. And then I wanted to put another engine here because we have the space to do so, so why not? Let's make sure that conveyor is the right way around. One there. put in another engine. Where's my engines? There they are. I want a small thruster, not a big one. Make it that color. And then, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I might get rid of that engine actually. I could have 7 engines. I kind of want an odd number of engines so that I have like 3 ribs, a block spacing in between them all. Alright, yeah. You know what? I'm going to get rid of this engine here. So let's just fill that in with like a block. So let's put in a block that color. Let's grab a half block. Let's make it this color. Let's get rid of all this that we just done. Put in some, need to put in a corner block there, like that. And then we need to put in some blocks like this. Cool. Alright, so we fixed that back up again. Right, let's continue on. So what I want to do here is I want to put in my half blocks again. I'm going to continue on with the theme on the rest of the ship. So let's put our half blocks here. Let's grab our corner blocks, like that, that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it extend past this door, and I'm probably going to put them here, like that. And let's go back to our half blocks and just fill this gap in. Spin this around. Change the color of these blocks actually. Awesome. Alright, and it looks pretty good so far. And then what I think I'll do is get rid of this, and I'm going to make this extend further back into the engine housing on the sides. Let's keep placing some blocks like that, and then let's place a 2x1 slope there like that. So I think that should be alright. I might have to do a little bit of testing later, but I'm pretty sure that the flames from this isn't going to damage that. I'm also going to change up this area here as well, because actually maybe I'll just leave that. Let's see what happens when I just make that color. Yeah, looks okay. Let me know what you guys think, whether I should make it like that or leave it like this. Yeah, I'm really not sure about that. Alright, cool. So we've got our thrusters installed. The door looks a bit ugly, but there's not much I'm going to do about that right now. So let me just use that as a reference point. Okay, so let's go and put in our corner pieces here again. Let's get rid of these, get rid of that, get rid of that, and get rid of that. Then I'm going to put in some of these blocks again. I'm going to select my corner piece blocks again. I will put some blocks back here actually. Then I'm going to have to put in our blocks go along here. So I think what I'll do is I'll do the same as what I did on the other side. So let's put in our ribbing. Wrong color. color it that color. Now let's get our 2x1 slopes. And then let's get our half blocks again. Let's put in some half blocks there and there and there. And in fact, I'm going to put another full block there like that, another half block, another 2x1, and then another slope like that all along there. Cool. And I think that looks pretty good. So we have this little bulging piece. And I think it looks a little bit better than just your standard kind of, you know, standard kind of deal. In fact, what I could do is just make this whole thing come out a bit more, but I don't think I will. So I might actually add all these blocks back in, even though I deleted them later. So what do we got here? Let's go ahead and delete all this. Let's put in our number 4. And then I think we had our let's get these blocks like that. And then like that. Like that, and then let's put in a 45-degree angle block there like that. Alright, so I think that looks a little bit more interesting. Definitely more interesting than it did before. Actually, I may even change it a little bit more. I don't know. It is looking a little bit thin here, if I'm being honest. So maybe let's just change it up a little bit more again. So let's do the same as what we have done on the other side. So these blocks are recessed back a bit more. Then we can go and put our corner pieces in. I want to try and get this to meet up with that. Could I do it there? Yeah, we could do that. Which block? This one. That block there like that. Select another 2x1 there, and then put in some more full blocks there. So I think what I can do is I can actually go ahead and get rid of those blocks there. So let's do that. Oh no, there's a wall there. I don't want to get rid of too many. But what I can do is I can get rid of a whole bunch of blocks here. Awesome. Alright, and then, so I think that's looking pretty good. I may even change this up again so that this meets up with that a little bit later, but in fact I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to make this a number 4. So I keep saying number 4, but basically if you can see the number 4 on the hotbar, that's what I mean. Awesome. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, no, that definitely looks a ton better. So now the outside of the ship is much better looking than it was before. And now what I think I'm going to do is add in some weapons. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to piggyback them off. So you see in there, I'm going to use that conveyor there on the side of this hydrogen thruster as the location for where I want to put these things. So I think it was 1, 2, 3. No. So let us make that black again. So let's go back here. It was 1, 2, 3. Yep. Let's put in our conveyors. And once again, my OCD will get the better of me. Let's place it like that. And place it like that. Now, let's get ourselves some Gatling turrets. Now, as I said before, I didn't really want to make this ship like, you know, a battleship with 100,000 turrets on it, but at the same time, I do want it to be able to defend itself quite well. So I think maybe 6 turrets on the top and 6 turrets on the bottom. I think that should be plenty for this type of ship. And one area where I spotted I could place a turret before was probably somewhere around here. So we could run a pipe from there, put a conveyor there, and then we could have a turret just pop up out here. Yeah, and I think that should be plenty for what we want to do with this ship. So we'll place a conveyor there. In fact, I'll delete that block. I'll place my conveyor there. I'll place another one there. Then I'll get my Gatling turret, put that there. Then I'll get a 2x1 slope again and place that there. Yep. So I think that looks pretty good. So as you can see, the turrets are, like, the conveyors are well hidden, so they can't be shot at, and I think that looks quite good. Yeah. What I will do actually is I'll tell all these Gatling turrets disable the idle movement, because I do find it to be very annoying. I like it when they're all pointing forward. I think it makes the ship look a little bit better, but you know, that's just me being nitpicky. So yeah, there is that. Now, one thing I'm not loving, I'm really not liking, is this kind of just a hole where the door is. It just looks uninteresting and quite boring. So what I could do is I could put in like a, what's the door called? It's like the one that they added in Frostbite, like an offset door. So we could put some offset doors in here like this, and then they sit flush with the hull. One thing is though, eventually I'm going to have to put in some sensors for these doors. Let me just bring up the sensor. And one thing I didn't like in my other ships was if you put a sensor there, it kind of sits over the edge, and then I can't put a sensor there either. So what I may have to do is actually put the sensor in here like that. So, and then extend it further out. I think that's what I'm actually going to do. Now, one thing I've noticed with this game, and I'm not sure if they fixed it since the last time I looked at it, But sometimes when you put an offset door here like this, then these areas sometimes won't seal properly. So that's something I'm just going to have to keep an eye on, and we'll see how we go with that. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good. It's still, yeah, it breaks up the ship quite a bit, and it still looks pretty good. Alright, so let's go ahead and change the color of these blocks under here. Yep, like that. Now let's reselect these blocks. Let's put in our corners like that. Then another corner like that. And funnily enough, we can now, you know, fix this up. So I don't need to put this block here like this anymore. So I can get rid of that block. I can put in another block like, where is it? Like this one. We can select, and then what we can do is we can put the blocks that we used on the side. We can put a block like that, and now it all matches up and it's nice and neat. So yeah, I reckon that looks really good. Awesome. Oh yep, and then we also need to change this block here. So let's change that. So let me select this color. Let me actually select the correct block. Awesome. Alright. Well, I think that looks pretty good. So now one thing I've noticed on this ship is that it's kind of lacking in thrust on the side. And I was kind of struggling to figure out what to do with the room over here. So let's just go back inside the ship. Let's hope that the thing is still airtight. Yes, it is. That's really good news. And now you can see our roof color has changed. And it's changed in here as well. And I think what I can also do is I can go and change these blocks to the color. But anyway, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked. So one of the things I can do in this area is I can turn this into like kind of a hallway that runs along the floor here. And we can actually put some thrusters inside the ship. Because as I said before, the ship doesn't really have a ton of thrusters on that side, or on the sides. So I think we're going to be a little bit lacking, and I kind of want to add some more thrusters here. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is, yeah, like I said, put in some thrusters here. So I'm not sure exactly how many blocks you can go before the thrusters start damaging other things. But what I need to do to start off with is get rid of all these catwalks that we put in. So there's two ways we can do this. We can either put in some hydrogen thrusters like that. So we can put in some hydrogen thrusters like that. But as you can see, we've only got like 3 blocks worth of space. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of... I need to get rid of that. And let's put in a conveyor there. Now, what thruster is that? Let's just delete this thruster. Let's put another thruster down. And that's going to be the last thruster that we added. So hydrogen thruster, 74 and 73. Yeah, so that's our thrusters there. So as you can see, thrusters only really go that far. So I wonder if I place a block there, will it then get damaged? I have to delete this light to figure that out. So let's get rid of that light. Oh yeah, I deleted this. Let's put that block back. Let's delete that light and let's put a block there. And let's just have a look at its damage. So I think we might be alright there. It doesn't appear to be being damaged. Let's actually delete it and let's put a block like right next to the thruster to see if that gets damaged. And it should get damaged, and it is. Okay, so right. So when we place a block there, we can see that it's sitting at 100% and it never gets damaged. So now I know that these hydrogen engines only go, you know, they only kind of go 3 blocks. So we can leave the room like this, or we could put in some ion thrusters. And the advantage with ion thrusters is that we're not going to use our hydrogen fuel, but we are going to require a fair amount of power to run them. But we've got a lot of power on this ship, so I don't think that's going to be an issue for us. So let's just go ahead and let's put back our conveyors. Let's make them, yeah, we'll make them this color. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that as well. And I might put in some interior wall blocks here as well. So let's put some in there, one there, and another one there. Now, the problem is that is pretty close to that, so maybe instead what I'll do is I'll put in a block like that, and then we can put in some half blocks like that, and some more like that. I'm just going to get rid of these, and I'm going to put in some interior walls. So let's make them grey again, and let's put some more in there like that. And then let's just go over the other side and make sure everything is the same there. So for some reason, yeah, it looks like, I noticed this before, but these interior blocks, they're not actually connected to anything, so they're going to clang around. So what I might do is just put in, okay, so let's get our half blocks again. Let's put in some half blocks like that. Very similar to how we've done on the other side. Put some more like that. Let's grab one of these and then place it like, where's the other block? Is it here? 5. Clang is still trolling me. I can hear some things moving around in the background. Now, so I think where we have the issue, where Clang is trolling me, is at the end of last episode I noticed this. So you see this line here. I don't think that's actually connected to anything. So I need to fix this up. So I'm going to delete this. So let's delete all these blocks here. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this. Right, so let's make it this color this time around. And so let's go ahead and put our blocks back. Let's put, I know we get a bit sidetracked here, but I need to kind of fix this, because otherwise these are going to clang around and cause damage to all the rest of the blocks. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's grab our railings again. And let's put in some more railings. Like that, and like that. Right, so now we don't have a seam line there, but we do still have a bit of clang. And I'm willing to bet it's this floor up here. I reckon somewhere here these aren't actually connected somehow. Oh wow, what happened there? So a block's been destroyed somewhere on the ship. I don't know where. Let's get rid of these. Well, I guess while I'm here, might as well delete that too. And let's change the colour of this wall to this colour, because that's what it should be, to be honest. Because every other wall in this ship is this colour anyway, so I'm just going to change all that. Alright, now let's put our cargo containers back. First, let's get rid of this floor, all these floors here. Alright, so now that we've gotten rid of all those floors, we can start putting our cargo containers back. Number 9. I always keep my cargo containers in the same spot on the hotbar throughout every save, because it just makes it easier for me to find them. So which way are these orientated? They're orientated like that. Let's place one there, and then put one like that. Alright, so we have our cargo containers back. Now, I've done a little bit of thinking, and I think, if I remember correctly, Keen Software have actually changed the amount of hydrogen that hydrogen tanks can carry. So I think this this ship now can probably carry double the amount of hydrogen that it did before. And they also, I think they reduced the amount of hydrogen that the thrusters use. So let me just go into the control panel here of this cargo container. That will do. And so it looks like the input for these thrusters hasn't changed at all. But if I have a look at the hydrogen tank, where is it? Hydrogen tank. Yeah, it's it contains so much more hydrogen than what it did before. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to use hydrogen thrusters here. So let's just go ahead and place some thrusters here like this, or some conveyor ports, sorry. And I think I'm going to leave this space here free, so I can, yeah, put something next to this door. And I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to replace that with some of these. Alright, and then I think I will do the same for this side as well. Yeah, I'll just go and put some blocks there like that. It's a bit more blocks than what I wanted to add, but I think that's going to be alright. Alright, so let's select our hydrogen thrusters, and let's place some thrusters down there. Might just place some more blocks here like this. It looks a little bit more consistent. Yeah. Alright. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some catwalks down. So let's just place some grated catwalks down here. Let's get one with a railing though. So let's put in a catwalk there, one there. Now I think I want to leave at least one catwalk free so that I can get past and actually get in there and repair the thrusters. So we'll place one without a barrier there, place another one there, and then another one there. And then I'll go back to the regular catwalks, and then we'll place these all down. Yep, that like that, and like that. Awesome. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a conveyor, no, not a conveyor. I'm going to place a control seat here, just because, yeah, I want to just make sure that Clang isn't trolling me. Okay, well Clang is definitely trolling me because I've got a massive hole in the side of my ship now. Oh, this is not good, this is not good, this is not good. Alright, let's go back outside and let's see what's happened. Alright. Yeah, alright, so I think what's happened here is, yeah, when I was editing all this stuff, I've deleted a block that was holding one of these, you know, one of these gyroscopes, and it's broken free and damaged a lot of other blocks around it. So I imagine it's going to be the same on this side, and yes it is. So let's get rid of this and let's start fixing some things up. So I'll probably just cut the camera here and then I'll come back once I've repaired everything. But I mean, I guess this is kind of a good thing to show you guys, because this is what can happen when you're going along and you're editing your ship. You get to a point where, you know, you start removing a few blocks and you don't realise that you've removed a block that something else is attached to, and then you got to fly your ship around and it ends up being damaged. And yeah, but I mean, if you were to create a blueprint from that, then I guess the blueprint would be okay, because it wouldn't contain the blocks that aren't connected to anything. So yeah, you can get around it that way, but yeah. Alright, so I've gone ahead and I've repaired everything on the ship, so yeah, I think that's much better. Alright, let's change the colour of these Gatling guns quickly. So let's jump back into the control seat that we just built, and let's just make sure that Clang is not trolling me once more. Let's enter back into here. This is connected still. There's no line there. Good. Now let's go back up here. Back into here. So I think now what I want to do is I just want to test out these thrusters and make sure that they don't damage these catwalks. So I think I'll place my control seat down again. Let's put a flight seat here. Let's go back into this flight seat. Alright, so we have no damage. And let's see if Clang is going to troll me once more. So Can't see any damage. So let's exit out of this control seat. Let's get rid of that. And let's just check all these catwalks and see if anything has been damaged. No. Alright, cool. So we are golden. Now what I need to do is I need to add some air vents to this area. So let's just go back down the stairs. And let's put our air vents in here. I think I'm going to place an air vent like that and like that. And I could even put, actually no, I'm not going to put them there. Get rid of that, get rid of that. And I will place, where can I place one? Doesn't look so ugly. I think I can just go ahead and place one here. Let's put it there like that. I think that should be heaps for this room. I don't really think we'll need any more than that. And we can even put some sneaky ones under here as well, because there's not really much I can do with this area. I might be able to put some more gyroscopes down here, but to be honest, I think this ship weighs quite enough as it is, so yeah. Alright, so I think next what I need to do is set up some landing gears on the bottom so we can actually land this thing on a planet, because that is primarily what this thing is designed to do. Now that we've sorted out all of our clang issues, figured out a purpose for that room, dressed up the outside a bit, so I think the next step is going to be to put some landing gears on the bottom and dress up the ship a little bit more. So let's go ahead and do that. So what I might do is jump into the cockpit and let's go back into our cockpit. And let's spin the ship over a bit so that the bottom of the ship is facing towards the sun. So let's do that. And then we can see what we're doing. Well, let's exit. Put a catwalk there, and I want to change this door as well. In fact, you know what, I'm going to change this door while I'm here, so let's do that, because like I said in one of the other episodes, I wanted to change where that door was, so I think, so let's put in a block like, because as I said, I want to make the I want to make it like one block further out, so I got another block worth of room inside the ship. Let's try and join these up with something like this. Let's move the block like this, and in fact, let's get rid of that and let's put in a square block like that. Awesome. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. It doesn't, and I'm probably gonna, actually let's try this. Let's maybe get one of another 2x1. put that there, and then put in a regular block here. I could put one of those in there like that, but I'm not going to do that. I could put in another block like that as well. Yeah, that kind of looks alright. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it like that. It does break it up quite a bit, so yeah, we'll leave it like that. And then let's delete that door, and then we'll put some more doors. We'll get another sliding door, place that there like that, and then get another door and place another door here. Where are our doors? Doors are there. Awesome. And then delete that. Oh no, I need to kind of leave that door there, don't I? I'm in that block. So what I could do is put a block like that. Let's make it that color, and then let's put another one there like that. Awesome. And then we can put a couple of air vents here to kind of break this up a little bit. Awesome. In fact, I might have to actually get rid of that block because I want to be able to put like a what is it? A sensor there. So, but I could always put it on the floor. That's no big deal, I guess. Get a bit sidetracked again. Let's have a look at the bottom of the ship and let's see if we can't figure this out a little bit. So what I want to do is I want to kind of create a structure that goes, that color please, like this kind of thing. So we've got to put in one of these. Now what I want to do is put in a something like this. Do the same on the other side. Now I want to connect up these two pieces somehow. How am I going to do that? Hopefully the new blocks that they've added to the game will let me do that a little bit easier. That was one of the problems I had before, was I couldn't really do that. In fact, I might even just be able to do this. Instead of going to that extent, just put, you know, some blocks along here like this. It's not going overboard, but it, you know, at the same time it still looks quite good. Like that. I might just have to do something along those lines. Except I don't know if I really like that, to be honest with you. At least then what we can do is this. Yeah, it does look rather neat. And then what I need to do is figure out a way to get from here to match up. So let's get one of these blocks. Go like that. That. And I think that'll do us. And then we can just put in our 45-degree angle blocks like that. Fill this gap in here, like that. Yeah, it's not the prettiest thing I've ever designed, but it's looking pretty good, I think. I would love to make it one block here, but so depending on, where's my spectator camera? Where's the ship gone? That's interesting. Where is it? Let's put an antenna on this thing so that I can find it. Let's just quickly place one in the random old spot. Let's get back into spectator mode. And there is our right. Now, let's just have a look and see what's under here. I can't really shorten this, so I think it's just going to have to stay like that. And I would really like to cover this up. Maybe instead what I'll do is just make them, you know, army camouflage black. So now what I want to do is I want to put in some landing gears, which I don't think I even have on my hot bar yet. So I want a large grid one, thank you. Can I at least see the orientation of this thing, please? Thank you. I'll put them there, like that. And then I'll put another one right there. And now they're... And then what I'm going to do is I usually like to hide my landing gears behind a couple of blocks because the landing gears in this game are some of the most ugliest blocks ever. I don't know what they were thinking when they designed them, but anyway. So I usually like to do something like this. It's exactly the same as how I did it on my Atlas. Let's do that. 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 One of them there. That. And then another 2x1. Then on the back we can go. That block's interesting. Alright, let's continue on with this. Let's put in something like that. And something like that. Or we could do... I do like that because it doesn't have that line, but at the same time it doesn't really look terribly good either. So we could put in that that. And I think that looks a bit better. You can see it kind of hides a lot of the landing gear. So yeah, I think that definitely makes it look a lot better. So let's do the same with this one, except I think I need to move it back one more block. Select our landing gear again. Let's put one there. And then I'll just pretty much, this one's going to be exactly the same as the last one, so I'll probably just cut this part out. And then go to when I've actually finished it. Alright, so this landing gear is finished now. It's nice and hidden. And then I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to do something similar to what I did with the Atlas, and in a couple of random spots, I'm basically just going to place like a couple of thrusters just in total random spots on the bottom of the ship, just to give it a little bit more thrust than what it's got now. Alright, so I think I've figured out what I'm going to do with this area here. So I didn't know this before, but there's actually an entirely separate or another set of blocks that you can access in the game. So I didn't notice before, but we have these sloped corner right tips, and they were the ones that I was looking for before to actually unlock all this stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete all this stuff. Because remember before, what I said is I wanted to make this only one block wide, like that right there. So actually, let's just quickly put this block back. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete all this stuff. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start placing down some of these blocks. So let's put these blocks on our hotbar. And as you can see, we now have a block that can go between them. So what I want to do is select this block here, a block like that, then get our 2x1 slope again, put them all along here, and then this like kind of covers that ugly area that I was talking about before. So let's go ahead and put in our little spike, 2x1x1 tip. Let's put in a block like that. Let's go ahead and get our number 5 block. Actually, no. I want to put in the new block that I was talking about, which will be this one here. And then I want to put in this block here. And then we can put in our 2x1 tip. 2x1 slope, sorry. Wrong way. And let's place it there like that. Alright. So, I think that looks much better than it did before, and we're covering this area. And then also what it does is it gives us the ability to do another thing that I wanted to do to dress this up a little bit further. Let's just grab our tiny little tips. That's, that's the only bad thing about all these new blocks that they've added to this game, is it's so hard to find them. You just got to scroll through so many blocks now. I am spoiled with choice. So let's place our blocks like that. Place our blocks like that. Awesome. I think that looks really good. Yeah, so that looks nice and neat. So, and then one thing I'm going to do later on is I'm going to replace some of these blocks with interior blocks, but that's getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. I think now what I'm going to do, just before we end this episode, I'm going to quickly put in some blocks here. So, and you can see I've placed the wrong block there. So one thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to actually add in an ore detector at the front. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that block. I'm going to fix that up because that looks extremely bad. So let's put this block back here like that. And then in here, what I want to do is place my ore detector. So let's bring up an ore detector. I'm going to turn mirror mode off for this because each side is going to be slightly different. So on this side I'm going to put an ore detector, and on this side I'm going to put in just a regular block. I'm going to delete that block, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab my antenna, and I'm going to put an antenna here. So I can either put it up like that, or I can put it like that. I think I might just chuck it like that. Awesome. So now we have our antenna. And then go back into here, and I'm actually going to delete this block here. So let's go ahead and place our block there. Mirror mode's back on? Yeah, it is. Yep. And then to finish it off, I'm just going to place another block here like that. Was it like that? Actually, no. I think it was the other way around. Alright, so let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Let's put in a block like that. And then let's put in our 2x1 tip. Awesome. Alright, so I think that looks a little bit better, and it also gives me a little bit more room to get past there. Alright, well I think I'm going to end the episode there, guys, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do in the next episode. The ship's getting very close to being completed, and if I'm being honest, I think I will struggle to find some more content, but I guess in the next episode what we can do is we can sort out the hotbar, and I can show you guys how to do that. Group all the engines, and then maybe I'll modify in here a little bit. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this episode. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Please consider liking and subscribing for more content, and I hope to see you in episode 7. Thanks.